Wait, aren't in Wayne's World don't they go like five,
Five,
four,
three.
three?
You didn't say two or one.
Oh, you don't say two or one.
Why not?
You just don't. Now, it goes...
Five, four, three.
Welcome back to The Alright Show!
Have you been like training for that, like specifically at all?
Yeah. I'm trying to do this PEL challenge. So like a PEL is a training dummy that's made out of some tires. So when I strike it, I don't like totally destroy whatever I'm doing or my weapon either.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to do 100 strikes a day with whichever weapon I choose, and for 100 days straight, and that's called like the Reaper challenge.
Reaper?
Yeah, like a Grim Reaper
Yeah.
challenge. So I'm on like day 3 going into 4. So yeah, I've just been practicing with like a wooden baseball bat to like kind of mimic the size,
The weight of it.
shape, and
Yeah.
weight of like a sword that I normally use.
Yeah.
But I've also yesterday I was just thinking about using my actual falchion, which is like a sword with a little bit of more of the weight towards the top.
Mm-hmm. They kind of like widen at the top, right,
Mhm.
and have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
curved
It's like
point
a
just slightly.
Yeah, a little bit of a swell. Mine's more of like a ninjato, where it's like more like rectangular at the tip. So I would have to like hit it in the sweet spot, or it'd make my sword like wobble and stuff. So I had to like learn how to hit that and with edge alignment and stuff. So I wouldn't, because with the baseball bat, I can hit it wherever I
Yeah,
want.
it's circle.
But
Circular.
with like the
It's circle.
yeah, but with like the sword, I'd have to hit it, make sure I hit it this way, and then when I go off the offside hit, I
Yeah.
have to make sure I still hit it on sweet spot on the other side,
Yeah.
with still maintaining my wrist and.
Reminds me a little bit of tennis. Like there's a sweet spot on the racket. If you hit like outside the sweet spot, the ball isn't gonna like bounce as well. Or if your racket's like turned, then
Yeah.
you're gonna miss the ball or like frame it.
Yeah, cut it wrong.
Yeah.
Or it's just not as efficient.
Yeah.
I feel like there is some good carryover with tennis.
For sure.
Any type of sword fighting.
Yeah, I think of that a decent amount actually. Like tennis, like I like to think of like tennis is kind of like
Yeah.
samurai shit, you know, almost like it's. I mean, not quite, but it does. I like to think of it that way sometimes, like
Oh, yeah.
you know. And I was actually just thinking about this the other day and have a few times recently, but like, yeah, I feel like learning with tennis, you kind of, if I were or someone were to get into sword fighting, like it would somewhat translate at least. Obviously, it's not like the same technique exactly, but just having that experience of like a two-handed.
Or even
It's not a
one-handed,
weapon,
just
but-
with like
Yeah,
using your
one-handed too.
shoulder a lot, your whole arm, and your wrist articulation.
Yeah,
Maybe you wouldn't get as worn out as like say anybody who just
just
like,
someone who just comes
come
into
off
it.
the street,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would think so.
Because there would be like that sports come over,
Yeah.
carry over.
Yeah.
Um,
Same with like if you were a baseball player, I would think, or
yeah,
hockey
swinging
maybe.
an axe
even.
or something would
Yeah,
be more similar to that.
yeah,
There'd be some carryover. I mean, you can always come down to our gym and try it out too.
I would be down. That'd be fun. Yeah, I always loved like sword fighting and knights growing up. I was like obsessed actually. So I think it's really cool you're doing that. I've thought about getting into it, but
Yeah, it's just another hobby that I needed, or a hobby I needed, because I was drifting
Mm.
through like the past maybe like year or two, just going since like maybe COVID or a little bit even before that. It's just like, what do I do?
yeah,
It's like I kind of wanted to play like fighting games a lot too, but then there's just like,
fighting games like video games.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like, yeah, it's another thing to like practice and discipline. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't really want to like do that 100%. Just because I didn't have like the friends group anymore to do it.
What, gaming?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to like link up with like friends locally, because if you want to get good playing fighting games and stuff, you gotta have to like
Have
have
the
like
right.
a local friends group. Just
Yeah.
because fighting with people or playing with people locally, you turn up your game just a little bit differently, just because you can feel the tension next to each other. You can talk shit if you want to, or you can explain and learn a little bit better from each other.
Yeah. I think it's always good to have like a community for any, like most things I guess that you're involved in, like with me for tennis. Like I've met a bunch of people, and it's like the iron sharpens iron idea, where like we'll get out and practice together, and we're like making each other better and like giving each other feedback and like motivating each other to improve and practice. So I guess it's kind of like that.
Yeah, it's exactly what I found with the Boo Hurt community, which is the Armored Combat one as well. It's just I came into it last November in like a recruitment rumble, and I didn't think that I would find like so much cool friends out of this. And now I'm like in this Facebook group chat, and we talk every day, and we just like make.
Yeah, you seem like you
memes
love it, and it's
Yeah.
been like you've gotten more and more involved with it. It seems like the people that are a part of that are also like, I don't know, you seem like you guys have like a genuine relationships with each other.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, once you fight with somebody, you kind of
Bond a little.
Yeah, bond a little
Yeah.
bit, and you kind of like connect with that person, good or bad, or I don't know.
I mean, I would
It's
say
usually
good, yeah, most
it's
of the
usually
time.
good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. Made a lot of new friends out of it. I didn't expect to, because it is hard as an adult to make friends.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like
Yeah, it's not like there's all the social
Yeah, I'm not in
things
school
in place.
anymore, so-
Yeah, you don't get like stuck in a building with a bunch of people like your age to connect with.
Yeah.
And,
And sure, you can make friends at work and stuff, but it's like within my line of work, I freelance doing video production. It's just I don't know how much I've never hung out with any of those people outside of work to do like random shit.
Except
like,
maybe Dan, right? Dan,
Yeah.
is his last name Wagner? right?
yeah, I mean, I hang out with. I mean, I've worked with Dan Wagner before, but I've never really hung out with him. Same thing with the other people I worked with, like
'Cause-
Dan Mark, who from Barking Squirrel, or
Didn't-
Matt Hanks.
Didn't Dan go to is it Boo Hurt? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Boo Hurt.
How do you spell it?
Yeah, BUHURT.
Jamie, could you pull that up? Boo Hurt.
Yeah,
Spell it again, sorry, please.
BUHURT or Bohurt. That's one. That's another way to pronounce it.
Bo Hurt.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like butt hurt, but
Yeah.
or it's called it's like in
My leg
in
is so
French
white
it's
and
kind of
tingle.
like to bonk. And if you
Oh,
want,
really? To
yeah,
bonk?
Yeah, maybe not to bonk, but like
To boink?
to boink. I don't know. Maybe I'm misquoting it wrong, but it's yeah. There's some
So
Google images.
Alex,
on those
for
right
those
here.
watching and listening, Alex recently got into Bo Hurt, which is like sword fighting it's armored combat basically. But how long have you been doing it for?
I don't even have my own kit yet. Should be here pretty soon.
Yeah, I remember he ordered a custom armor suit, right?
Yeah.
Weapon too, or just the
So
suit?
I fight with the Cincinnati Barbarians. They do have loaner kits that I've been probably fighting in recently, but like I'm kind of getting honestly really tired of it.
The loaner kits.
Yeah, the loaner kit that I can fit. Like there's not like a dozen kits that you can use. There's
Yeah.
only so much.
It's
since
probably-
armor is pretty expensive.
Probably not as good quality, I'm sure, as having like a custom made kit. That
Yeah,
fits
it's
you well.
fitted to yourself. Like if you ever played Skyrim, there's one of those skills in the heavy armor tree called fitted,
Yeah.
and then like all your skills just go up, and the weight tax just goes down because it's
Yeah.
all fitted towards you, and you can like run, move, and
Yeah.
you're more mobile, and you're not as clunky or encumbered.
Hey Jamie, I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna keep calling you Jamie. Nick, is that what like the end result would look like if we were live streaming right now? Like you would see the black around our angle.
There'd be those like
You said-
spaces.
Yeah. Isn't there a way to fill the whole screen with our angle and then just have like a little lower thirds image or whatever? But yeah, so yeah, I think that looks better than having, don't you?
Dead space. Yeah.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing it for?
So the recruitment rumble was last November.
Okay.
Probably since then. I'm not gonna count some months. So this was like December.
What, you like
November.
didn't do it for a couple months?
No. It's just I've always still been active in it. I've been going to their trainings for like every day of the month. They have like practice every Saturday.
Yeah.
For the most part. Other times they have like events.
Do you go like once a week?
Yeah, once a week. But my friend Don, who lives in Delhi, he built his own list, and list is like a ring, like
Yeah.
a wooden square ring.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of smaller than the one you find at the gym. But he's mostly trying to focus more on like one-on-one duels.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like anybody, he just wants to get some pickup practice.
Yeah.
But since we got the Canadian ash, smoke, and
Oh yeah.
ash in the air,
Yeah,
we're gonna
there's-
push training in towards indoors. Too.
Yeah. Speaking of that, just to give some context, there's like these huge forest fires going on in Canada right now that are like historic type of fires, right? Like they've never had like fires that bad before, I don't think. But there's like crazy smog in Cincinnati right now. Like literally says if you open the weather app, it says that the air quality is unhealthy.
Right. Yeah. I've
It's like
never seen that
182.
before.
I haven't either. Last week or whenever that first started, it was up to like 140 or so, 142, I think.
Yeah, it's like
And
194 or something.
Yeah,
Right now.
it said 140 like when this first started, roughly, and it said like unhealthy for sensitive groups or something like that.
Yeah.
But now it's just says straight up unhealthy.
It's like just get out of here.
Last I checked today, it was at like 180 or 185, but you said it's at like 190 even.
Yeah. 194 is the last time I checked.
Yeah. So yeah, it's rough out there. But yeah, that's sick. How much was your sure?
Yeah.
Might as well. How much was your armor?
So my
The custom
armor,
suit.
I got it from booherttech.com. They're
Shout
from
out Boohurt.
they're from
Thanks for sponsoring this episode.
yeah, they're from Ukraine.
Oh, that's cool.
I gave them all my measurements, and originally the kit would probably be about like $1,900, but I got it for like $1,500 for 20% off.
Nice.
It's supposed to be like their Black Friday deal, but their Black Friday deal's been going on all forever.
Yeah, it just never
it's
ends.
Like, yeah,
It's like act now before the deal's over, but the deal never ends.
yeah, that's why I was like panicking to like get my measurements in and buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad that I did kind of do some panicking to like give my numbers in just so I could get the jump start.
Just get it going.
Yeah, get
Yeah.
the manufacturing going because I bought it I put in my order and start paying it and start like the whole paying off process
Yeah.
probably back in like late November,
Okay.
a little bit after Black Friday.
So it's like 1,500 though.
Yeah,
That's not that bad.
No,
I
not
thought
at
that
all.
would be more actually.
Yeah, that one like expensive kit that you showed me a little bit earlier. That
Yeah.
was like 30 grand.
Yeah, that'd be
is
cool to bring
like
up, Nick, if you wanted to. I'll forward it to you in a second. It's on Etsy. but-
Yeah, I have the Squire kit. That's what I have.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
That's
what
like
I've
an
ordered.
entry level kit, probably, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's decent amount of good coverage. It's a long chest, and they call this the Brig or the Brigadine, and so it comes a little bit past my like a waistline.
Yeah, because a squire was, if I'm not mistaken, was like a knight's assistant, or like, there was like their
Yeah,
personal
yeah.
helper, and like the entry level, like pretty much like the cheapest decent guitar you can get from Fender is called the Squire. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
their
maybe
entry
that's like
level
in the
guitar.
layman.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because you definitely still need help to put on armor. There's like your arms that you can't quite tie yourself.
Yeah.
It'd be really awkward like
Do
that.
some like really nice suits have that range of motion, or like none of them are capable?
I mean, if it's highly articulated one, but you still need someone to help tie up all the way up to your shoulders and then
Yeah.
like do it really tight.
Yeah.
Because if you want it done right, and you just need to have an extra set of hands to have somebody just put it on while you just sit still.
So
fit
you
it up and pull it higher than you can go.
you had your first. Is that considered a pro fight? Right.
Pro fight is a type of fight where it's kind of like MMA. You can bring it to the ground, kick, punch. It's a little bit more free, but it's
Yeah.
still one-on-one, just like MMA would normally be in that type of regards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they just call it that, and it's restricted to weight classes. So I'm not like fighting like a super light person.
Oh,
It's like
they do have weight classes?
Yeah. So I
that
have to
makes
fight
sense.
someone similar to my weight, like within 15 pounds,
Okay.
above or below.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've had like a few of those fights before. It's pretty neat. But
Are there,
yeah, so
are there
yeah.
other? Sorry.
so yeah, this is that 130 grand
Yeah.
kit. It's like apparently this is like a parade.
Yeah.
Suit of
So
armor.
I was up till like 2 the other night, and this is what I find myself doing when I'm
Yeah.
like doom scrolling at 2 a.m. But I was on Etsy and Google looking up suits of armor, and I started looking up ornate suits of armor just out of curiosity, and I found this one, which I thought was really, really cool looking. And it says it's battle ready or something like that. But I mean, I don't know who would want to fight in that because you would damage it, and it's beautiful. And I don't think you
people
want.
would just purposely hurt you just to
screw up.
pick off some gold pieces and
Yeah.
sell it.
Do you think that's real, like gold on there? Probably too.
Um,
I would hope so. If you're paying
yeah,
$31,000
exactly.
for it.
I'd probably think so.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing is beautiful though. I figure that's like what someone who's like, if that was like an actual suit from like the Renaissance, that's like what royalty would wear.
Definitely.
But
Or
yeah,
somebody representing royalty.
yeah, like a knight that's like high up on their
Yeah.
food chain or whatever. So, you don't think that's something that would ever like legitimately be fought in, like if this was the
No,
Renaissance?
just looking at the shoulders, it looks like it probably would be for like some jousting type of deal, just
True.
because it does have like
Yeah.
that higher one. So when you do
Yeah.
hold out your thing, you're blocked.
Yeah. You ever seen A Knight's Tale
Yeah, I saw that this year.
for the first time?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I saw it in theaters with my dad actually when that came out. I saw it twice, I think, in theaters.
I like
So good.
when they
I
were
love that
fighting
movie.
with swords, but then
Yeah.
he was like, I don't think I want to do 2 events. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, the sword fighting was actually kind of
I
cool.
loved the sword fighting in it. Yeah, I wish there was more of that. Like, it sucks that they focus more on jousting because I think sword fighting would have made it. I mean, the movie in general is really good, I think, but
They could have went either way.
yeah, I just personally, I would have liked to have seen more sword fighting in there. I thought that was a cool part of the movie, but I mean, the jousting is really neat as well.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be my man, Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Rest in
Rest
peace.
in peace.
Yeah, for real. But so you guys also, yeah. So today's episode of the All Right Show is brought to you by Get Custom Apparel.
Yeah, get custom apparel.
Go get some.
I would like to actually get some custom apparel because I was gonna bring this up to you, like, since I'm in this like whole Buhurt community, and
Yeah.
there is a type of branding and heraldry that comes with being your own fighter, because since our sport is kind of new, it hasn't even hit its golden age or anything like that. We're kind of like an early pride,
Yeah.
for MMA. So, in order to get exposure and grow the sport, a lot of people are kind of trying to like.
Also, I guess just for context, Pride. You're talking about Pride, like the fighting organization. It's just like, excuse me. It's like a smaller organization than the UFC, but basically does like what the UFC
Yeah,
does.
it
They
was
put on
before
fights.
UFC, so it's kind of like it's like grandfather.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're trying to like every fighter would probably get its own like unique
Crest and
branding,
stuff like that.
crest
Yeah.
and like
That'd be cool.
what I'm trying to do, since I already made my own like family sigil and this type of stuff. I was
Mm-hmm.
hoping that Get Custom Apparel would maybe do some embroidery
Yeah, man.
type of deal
I'd be
once I
hyped to.
do get my cert or something like that, or
Yeah.
maybe get like a screen print and actually put different sizes of my sigil on
That'd be
that,
really
and
cool.
then maybe I could like buy that screen so
Yeah, you just have
I
it.
don't so when I do print with it, you can just whip it out and use it, so I don't
Yeah,
have to like
for sure.
buy one every time.
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Yeah, and I really like I said, I grew up being really, really into that like time period and that specific kind of thing, like jousting and sword fighting and knights and all that medieval stuff. I always thought was like the coolest thing growing up. So as an adult now, being a printer, it would be cool to print for that kind of thing. So yeah, if you ever want some done, let me know.
Yeah,
And that also goes for, if anybody ever watches this and is part of the Cincinnati Barbarians, or, maybe some other organization that's in that like type of community, holler at me.
Yeah, because we're always looking to show off what we have and
Yeah.
sell our stuff in order to help grow our gym, our
Yeah.
community.
Yeah, I mean, even in the gym, I don't know if they already have like T-shirts or something, but that would definitely not be a bad idea for marketing and
Yeah.
branding and
We
making
do
some
have
money
like a
too.
website that has a lot of our gear, and it's usually once you purchase something, it's like made to order
Mhm.
type of
Yeah,
deal.
like
We don't
print on
have-
demand.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
have anything in stock.
Yeah,
I was
so-
wondering that. But
Yeah, I guess to clarify too, like with my business at least, that everybody's business is a little different,
Mm-hmm.
but with me, I typically do like small bulk order minimums of like 24. Although sometimes we
it's
do.
minimum in order to get started.
Usually, I mean, we do some stuff smaller than that. Like, I do like 12 hats at a time, or occasionally even less than that. But like the price goes up significantly when it's less than what I usually tell people is the minimum, which is 24 items per design. But I mean, that being said, we can do lower quantities than that. It's just that like it's not in bulk, so like the price increases because
Yeah.
of that.
So if you were to like just do one embroidery on my Surco.
I mean, I could hook you up because we're friends, and like I
Right.
would do that for
Okay,
you.
cool.
But
Hell
like,
yeah, dude.
but like, you know, if somebody else that I didn't know
I'll
wanted
still throw
something
you
like
a couple bucks for the using up your thread.
yeah, like, you know, digitizing fee and just like sewing it out or whatever. But yeah, I could do that for you. And if somebody else wanted something like that, you know, if I'm not super busy, especially if we're slow, then
Yeah,
I could
actually, yeah.
definitely do
Well,
that.
if you would do that, that would be cool because then people would be like, "Dude, where'd you get that?"
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
somebody on my team actually is or has already gotten his like tabard. It's like the little front thing
Yeah.
that shows off your sigil.
Yeah,
Same
dude, I
way
used to play Elder Scrolls Online like religiously. I
Yeah.
got up to level 710, I think,
Oh my
790
God,
maybe.
That's way too many
The,
levels.
the max level is 810, and
Oh my
I know I was like 700 something. But yeah, at one point I was in the #1 PvP guild in the whole server,
Yikes.
Northern Blizzard.
Northern
And
Blizzard.
you can pay the guild leader for like a tabard that we wear
Yeah,
over your
yeah,
armor, and it
to
has
represent.
their logo on it. So I was in a couple different guilds, but Northern Blizzard was the #1 PvP guild. It was so sick, dude. I was a beast at that game. But yeah, no, that guild, we used to like team up with other guilds, and each group I think maxes out at like 20 people in the group. So we would meet up with like 2 or 3 other group leaders. So we'd have like 60 people, and we'd like go siege castles and fuck people up. It was awesome.
Dude, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, exactly with the tabard thing. He ordered a tabard and had it embroidered with his, I guess, his own name on it.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. But I feel like it's something that he couldn't get done here. And if I get it done locally, then people would be like, "Yo, you got it done
Yeah.
just like over in the west side."
Yeah.
And you cost how much?
Right.
I don't know how much you would charge
I would-
like other people like was for something like that because then it would just be like single ding.
Yeah, it would
ding.
depend on the stitch count. Like a lot of the embroidery pricing is dependent on stitch count, which you can't know until you digitize whatever it is that you're trying to design or to sew out. So like if you gave me a design, I would send it to my digitizer. They would digitize it. Then we would know the stitch count, and then I could better like
Quote them.
determine the pricing. But yeah, that's how it works a lot with just people in general that I've printed for, where it's like you print for one niche type of group, and then like that word of mouth spreads around to other people that need something done, and like
Right.
it just kind of spreads like wildfire.
And
sometimes.
usually with this sport, since the armor is around $1,000 plus, or each component or part would probably be like 600, 800,000 sometimes.
Yeah,
They're willing to spend some
yeah,
money.
yeah,
just
because they're already investing in it.
Right. Yeah. They're not gonna expect like something to be $20 or
Yeah.
or wince at $100 because
Yeah. It's not like I'd be charging like a ton, but yeah, I mean, I'd have to charge whatever is like reasonable, and it could be around there, but it just depends on the stitch count, like
I
what
mean, a
needs
lot
to
of
be
people
done.
would just want to represent themselves. So.
Yeah, and it's like you buy it once, and it like as long as it's not getting like torn up from fighting in it or something, like it's gonna last for a long time. So
Yeah, I
it's,
mean,
like,
it
a
probably will
one-time-
get struck by axe, sword, falchion,
Yeah.
polearm, whatever. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it would still be pretty durable.
Yeah.
you know?
Okay. Yeah.
Like
Hell yeah.
you know, depending on where it's getting hit, how often it's getting hit, and that sort of thing. But you know,
We'll see. That's like a test.
yeah, we'll do a little trial run. But yeah, so yeah, I'll leave a link in the description to this video, or just put my email in there if anyone wants to reach out and get any printing done. We do mostly screen printing and embroidery, but we also do direct to garment and vinyl and a few other things. So yeah, it does. Also, you don't have to be. It doesn't have to be for Boo Hurt. It could be for a plumber or a
Yeah,
small brand
AC,
or a big brand
Cool,
or
yeah.
whatever you want. But
Maybe you're a rapper.
yeah, some
in the
rappers, some
town.
whatever. We'll print for most people. But yeah, and then also shout out to Cincinnati Barbarians.
Yeah.
Technically we're not like sponsored by them, but Alex is a member of theirs, and I just wanted to
Cross-pollinate.
cross pollinate. Yeah, exactly. So they have a podcast every Tuesday, right?
Yeah, every Tuesday at 7:30 at twitch.tv/Cincinnati_Barbarians. It's called Axing Questions. and it's hosted by myself, Travis Young, and our captain, Cade McLarty. And yesterday was our 4th episode, and we were interviewing Evan Ringo, the Trash Knight, and he's an old head in the community, and he knows a lot, and he's also part of one of the Boo Hurt league boards, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm having a good time just like hosting and talking, interviewing people. I thought I'd hate it, but
Really?
no, not really. I knew I'd like it. The reason why I got into this was because I was doing some commentating on like one of our fight nights over at our gym one night.
Speaking of, since you just brought it up, what do you guys do that every week as well?
We haven't done it since like April, just
Okay.
because during May we had like our big tournament called Cincinnati Siege. That was like a huge. We raised a decent amount of money and we're pretty profitable.
Nice.
And then this month I think we're slowing down a little bit as well, just because there's like Kentucky Ren Fest. It's already the end of June. We haven't even done any of those.
Yeah, I figured those are more involved to like set up and to do regularly, but I have tuned in. Like I think it was your first like pro fight that
Yeah.
I watched that one with my girlfriend. That was fun to watch.
So they host it up on Twitch, so that's how he got some exposure. So the cool thing is what we do is we show our stuff on Twitch, and I do like commentating on those fight nights, just because like I've watched a lot of fighting game tournaments and stuff, and they're
Yeah.
always hosted up on Twitch.
I mean, I think it's better to have a commentator than not. You know, it makes it
Yeah.
a lot more interesting to watch.
Yeah, just have some interaction with the chat,
Yeah,
and kind of there's already sports commentators, and
yeah.
kind of just leads into the same vein like
So-
football.
Didn't you guys also get? It's the company that he does the armored combat with is called Cincinnati Barbarians.
Yeah.
Um,
You can like go to
And then,
twitch.com to look at our channel. if you
Yeah,
like.
he was just talking about specifically like the podcast is on their Twitch as well as their fight nights, which they haven't had a fight night recently, but I'm sure they'll do one again sometime sooner or later.
Yeah, I hope so. I think
Yeah.
I think we're shooting for
Axon questions, right?
Axing Questions. Check it out on twitch.tv. I think we have some VODs on there still, or you can go to our Instagram and see some of the ads for those upcoming guests. Because we've had like I think 4 so far.
4
4 episodes, yeah.
Yeah. How many? You've only done that one fight night, or you've done a couple, right?
Like commentating for Fight Night or fighting.
Just like the fight nights. And what is that?
Probably some ads.
Is that an ad,
Yeah.
Nick? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
No worries. Just curious. But so you've had a couple fight nights, right?
Yeah, I've fought in a few. I've also had to sit out a couple of them just because I wanted to commentate, and it's like since I'm sharing a loaner kit and I don't have my own, I don't want to be like the kit hog, and since I'm like this size, we have like a smaller size kit we only have one of those, and I just don't want to be hogging.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of the people that do that are on not. I mean, yeah, I guess they'd be considered like more like middle to heavyweight type of people.
Dude, we have a lot of big dudes on our team, and
Yeah.
we're such a scarcity for those like oversized guys, kids, like
Yeah.
people 6 foot and up, 300 pounds or something like that,
Yeah.
or 280 or something like 250. They're always like scrambling for legs, arms, and the brig or the chest armor.
Yeah.
And then when they do, it's like this garbage pile kit. But it's if you want to fight, this is the way you're gonna have to do it until you buy your own kit, which is throw down 15.
I'm sure there's so that's 1,500 or so is like the entry level too, right? So like if you wanted to get like a really nice suit of armor, that's like not that yours isn't gonna be nice. I'm just saying like something that's like high end, you know,
high end, yeah.
like that's also made for fight, not like that ornate.
Not
I brought
exactly.
up.
Yeah, it'd probably be maybe like 2,500 or 3K.
Okay.
It's just a little bit more.
I mean, I guess if you want, like, you know, hypothetically, if somebody wanted to, say somebody wanted to spend like more than that, even like 5,000 or 10,000, like, do you think that there is like levels to it where you could like it could be made out of a different type of metal that's
Yeah, it's
like
exactly.
lighter or more flexible, but also durable and protective. too.
So the armor kit that I'm ordering is called like the arms and legs are kind of called floating. Each piece is separate and they're tied together in order to seam together. But then there's also something called articulated, where they're all kind of one piece and they're all riveted together. So like if I do take my leg off, it would all hinge. It would all hinge together, and all I have to do is just slap it back on my leg, slap it back on my leg right here, and it'd be good to go. And with the metal, different types of metal, you'd be probably leaning towards like a titanium. It'd be more lighter weight. It doesn't rust.
Super
but-
strong as well still.
No, actually, that's
really?
that's the only downside.
I would think titanium would be really strong, but no.
It dents, and so it doesn't have like as great as hardness or durability as say like a hardened steel of any other type of numbers or spring steel or something like that. So that's why like if you're gonna be a duelist, you want to min max everything. You're gonna get some lightweight titanium armor. And
if you were like so titanium would still be like high end, like the best or one of the best things you can get for like sword fighting.
yeah, as a duelist, you'd be your own man. You'd be able to move in and out. But as a melee fighter where you're fighting with 5-on-5, you don't want to be in the ring with too much titanium. Or if you are going to get titanium, make sure the shapes of your pieces of armor are like a good shape and good design. They're overlapping correctly, and it's just like thrown together just because it is titanium.
Yeah. I love that scene in A Knight's Tale where he like he's looking for a blacksmith because his armor got ruined, and like no one wants to help him because he doesn't have enough money, and then like the only person he can work with is the woman who's a blacksmith. She's like the only blacksmith in the city, and it's like an untraditional job for a woman at that time.
Yeah.
So like everybody's kind of like making fun of her and belittling her, and like he doesn't even want to work with her because he's like, oh, you're a woman. Like, I'm
Yeah,
not
because he
gonna
was
work
like
with you.
he was like talking to a bunch of farriers.
Yeah.
And then eventually he does.
She ends
like,
up being like the best blacksmith in the town.
Yeah, and she makes like a fitted, perfect
It's so sick.
like chest plate
With
and
a Nike
a
logo.
cuirass. Yeah, it's perfect for him. And
Yeah.
So like
It's like super light, but like stronger than what he had before too.
yeah, she doesn't really explain what it is just
Yeah.
because it's a movie.
It's just
so-
fake. Yeah. It's not
so
like an actual.
She doesn't want to say it.
Yeah.
She's like, it's light and strong.
Yeah.
It's like,
well,
tell
what
us
is
what the
it?
fuck
Yeah.
it is.
It's like, what, yeah. Yeah. I guess like in real life, well, there's probably some metals out there that could be like that, but
Yeah, I can't have the best of both worlds.
is that how that would
Yeah,
work?
you have to give and take in some areas. That's what a lot of this sport's all about. Like since we're still in the new parts of this sport,
I'm listening.
I know it's like still been like some people have been in the sport for 10 years, but we're still like evolving.
Yeah.
People are still figuring out what's the best loadout, what's good to wear, and we're still confined by like some authenticity type of deals where you just can't like bring in some fantasy type armors.
Dude, speaking of that, look at this shit I found when I was looking up armor. I was thinking like, I wonder if this would be usable. I'm gonna send it to Nick so he can bring it up. But I was looking up armor and stuff. I'm just gonna airdrop this to the desktop, Nick. But it's like a ballistic face mask.
Oh, right.
So it's made to stop bullets. Like if you got shot in the head, like it wouldn't pass through the helmet. Although I was reading comments about it and they were saying like you'd probably still die because it would like still like dent your skull. It just wouldn't like pass through, you know. But I mean, if it's strong enough to do that, I would think it'd probably be strong
Okay
enough
for like
a
just
sword
blunt
fight.
blunt objects.
Yeah.
Because all of our weapons are blunt. And there's no thrusting allowed, so there's no chance of anybody just piercing.
Yeah. So I mean, Can you? It's kind of hard to see because of the lines on the TV.
You can even put it on Kevin's side if you want.
Yeah, you could drag it maybe to the other side. But yeah, it's pretty gnarly. I think I saw it in a YouTube short, and then I was like, "That's fucking cool. I wonder how much that cost."
Yeah, if you want to zoom
And
in on
I
it.
looked it up, and yeah, it's pretty sick. Although, you know, I don't know how functional it would be for like combat.
Yeah,
armored combat
a lot of
fighting.
people are kind of like value breathing a lot within fighting. So there's something called the wolf rib helmet. That's kind of meta right now.
Wolf rip.
wolf rib. Like
Okay.
it looks like a pair of ribs, and so it's just a central bar
Yeah.
right here, and then 5 horizontal bars typically. Right.
Can you
here.
look that up, Nick? I keep wanting to say Jamie.
Compared to this one? Yeah, this one would probably have issues with the eye bars. Sure, you still probably get hit in the eye.
Yeah.
Um,
Although if that's like some sort of tempered glass that's like really strong, it might be like bulletproof glass, you know.
yeah,
I'm sure it is
bulletproof,
actually.
but it's just like still the tempered glass would shatter upon impact.
Like is bulletproof tempered glass? Or is that
I
different?
don't know. Yeah.
I don't know either.
Say if somebody hits you in the eye with a one-handed mace,
Yeah.
it would still start making you start wink and blink,
Yeah.
or people would just put their hands over it to cover your eyes.
Mhm.
Wolf rib, it's like beef barbecue ribs, wolf rib helmet.
You ever had wolf ribs barbecue?
Yeah, that's the type of shirt that I wanted to like design for our team.
Like barbecued wolf ribs?
Yeah, it's like
That'd be
it
kinda cool.
looks like I don't know, it's like looks like a Tennessee barbecue restaurant with like
Yeah.
a cartoon
Yeah.
wolf on it.
Get like a designer to
Yeah, so this
illustrate
is
that.
this is the helmet that I was talking about. There is like only one documentation of this helmet actually existing in history. So most of the helmets or all the helmets that we have must have some sort of historic authenticity type of deal to
Just
it.
the helmets, or is it like the suits and the weapons too?
Everything.
Yeah.
and a lot of people are like fighting authenticity just a little bit. It's like
For
well,
functionality.
yeah, well, it's like, yeah, but for safety, for the most part, it's like,
Yeah.
well, they didn't have access to the type of metallurgy
Yeah.
and the protection and the modern types of forging that
Yeah.
we have nowadays. So how is any of our armor historically accurate, or
Yeah.
how is anything that we're doing historically accurate?
Yeah.
And well, what they've kind of compromised, or what they're talking about doing, is kind of making it like making sure that it's in medieval
Like
aesthetic.
stylistically
Yeah.
looks like it's
It would
the same.
belong, right?
Yeah.
Without compromising so much where people are just getting like fully articulated fingers that
Yeah.
have all this stuff.
But like it would be cool to maybe there's like a different organization or name for like that version of armored combat, but I think that would be a really interesting and cool
yeah.
approach as well. Like obviously like the way you guys do it is really cool, but
Mhm.
like if there was also like a sister organization that like
Lets that thing
doesn't
happen.
have those rules that prevents that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking too, because like in some form or some leagues or a lot of people are just like, well, what if we just have like make Boohurt kind of like NASCAR, where your tabards are covered in sponsorships and we can generate in like money like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just more like apprehensive.
Yeah, they
and
want it
it's
to
like,
be more like authentic. and
Yeah, and it's like, well, then how are we supposed to like
make money and grow.
make money and grow as a sport?
Yeah.
And they're
see
kind of
both
just like,
sides of
well,
it.
yeah, exactly. It's like, well, what if we just do the little like belt flags at least?
Yeah.
And they're still kind of
Yeah, I mean,
Not enough.
I think if you
Too
had
much.
two different organizations, like one that's really more leans towards the authenticity and like, you know, how it used to be, and one that's like the opposite of that, and it's like you can use like, you know, more new age technology and material, and it's like more functional and you know, stronger material, or just
Yeah.
works better, and also do like sponsorships and things like that. That would be I think that'd be really interesting personally.
yeah. You're definitely create like a divide within the whole community already.
Yeah.
By doing that, and it'd be really disappointing to see like a lot of great fighters move from one side to another, and it's
Yeah.
just like,
Although you could do both, you know.
Yeah.
Although I mean, I guess you'd probably do one more than the other, just because
Mhm.
you'd like get more into that
Yeah.
version.
it's gonna be tough to like unify both sides.
Yeah.
And
It's
still
like
make
pickleball
everybody
and tennis.
happy. Yeah.
Tennis players
still-
fucking hate pickleball players.
Right.
I've learned since
Really?
I've started. Yeah, dude. There's
Yeah,
like
I started
big
playing.
beef.
I mean, not playing, but I played it before this
It's
year for the
fun.
first time.
I
I
like
thought it
it.
was an old person's game, but
It-
I was
it
like, you
is.
know what? It's actually pretty fun.
I mean, it's more of it's for anyone, but it's very popular amongst older people. Like my dad started playing it a ton. Like he played college tennis. Then like as he got older, he couldn't play tennis anymore because it's too hard on his body. And then because pickleball is really new, and once that kind of got more popular, he picked that up and was playing like a ton. And I always thought of it more as like an old person sport, because it is really popular for older people because it's doable. But there's a lot of younger people that like it's. I think pickleball is the fastest growing sport in the country.
How'd they do it?
It's like it's fun for like anyone,
Oh, okay.
like all ages. I think there's a number of reasons. Like it's not super expensive to get into. Like anybody can do it, whether you're really old or really young or anywhere in between. It's a lot less fast paced than tennis. I mean, it's fast paced, but like the ball isn't moving as quickly. You can hit it like as hard as you can, and the ball isn't gonna like go that far.
Oh,
'Cause
it's kind of like wiffle ball.
it's like
where-
a wiffle ball, yeah. So like, and the court is like much smaller, so like there's not as much running and movement.
Which
but
is great for the older people.
yeah,
That
and
was designed for.
and just like as a beginner, like getting
Yes,
into
yeah.
it, it's much more doable than some sports.
Manageable space there.
Yeah, so like most tennis clubs have gotten rid of a decent amount of courts to add pickleball courts, which tennis players hate. And plus, it's loud. Like it's like a wooden. I think it's made of wood or something like that. But
Hard.
the paddles
Hard
are hard
paddles.
and loud. So and then the ball's like plastic. So every time you hit it, it's like
Like-
this loud pop, pop, pop. And it's also like a shorter
Yeah.
traveling distance, and you stand up close to the net, so it's
And
just
it's
like
more
pop, pop.
often,
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah. So people hate it for that reason if they're not pickleball players themselves. I don't hate pickleball personally. I think it's actually really fun, but I've only played like 2 or 3 times, and I'd much rather play tennis than pickleball any day of the week. But
Yeah. You could even
not to,
probably
like-
set up a pickleball court in your backyard.
for sure, yeah. But like, I think it's just got a lot of appeal for those reasons and more. But like there's like pickleball circuits now, like the PPA tour, I think is what it's called. It's like the Professional Pickleball Association or something.
Nice.
I actually talked to the former #1 pickleball player in the world, Tyson McGuffin.
Tyson McGuffin. What a name.
I know. He's got the perfect name. He's got a mullet and everything.
Oh,
He's
heck yeah.
tatted up like completely. He used to be a wrestler. So he's all like intense and like, got a lot of machismo.
Okay.
So people love him. Yeah, he's very animated, and like I was trolling him on Instagram and never like knew who he was, and I was like, this fucking guy, like Tyson McGuffin, the pickleball #1 player.
He calls you out.
I just was teasing, like saying that he looked like an MMA fighter, but he plays pickleball. Like it's kind of
Nice.
funny. But he was like commenting back, and I've like messaged him a few times. Maybe I can get him on the podcast one day. That'd be fucking cool.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I think that's the one issue we're kind of running in with Buhert since
There he is.
since getting into the sport.
Can you
there
look
is
up some
kind
other
like
pictures
a
of him? Sorry. no.
higher ceiling in order to get in with the cost to come in.
Yeah,
to
that's the other
sport.
thing. That's what, like with tennis, like I quit after grade school and didn't get back into it till about 2 years ago. But like, I think most people think of tennis as a kind of expensive sport, and it really is. I mean, there was a month this past year I spent $400 in the month just to play tennis, like just on tennis, because it's $60 for a club membership fee at my club at least, and then you pay every time you play.
Yeah.
So it's like I was actually surprised when I joined, because I thought like, okay, I pay for my membership and then I just have to call ahead or whatever and like reserve a court, but I can play for free. Just like if you pay a gym membership, you can go and work out as much as you want. But with tennis, you have to actually pay for like court time. So
Oh, like reserve.
yeah, I mean, unless you're playing outside, obviously you can just buy a racket and go play whenever you want. But if you don't live in like an area that, or if
It's
it's
sunny all the time.
yeah, if it's winter or
Oh,
yeah.
right. Yeah, that's true.
yeah. But I mean, there are some clubs that have like programs for people and like better pricing and stuff like that. But yeah, I canceled my membership for the summer because I'm just like, I'll just play outside and save money.
Nice.
There he is. The man, the myth, the legend, Tyson McGuffin. He's balling, dude. He makes good money from pickleball.
Hell yeah.
It's kind of dope. Shout out. Props to you.
Yeah, it's kind of also with like equestrian. It's like
Like
playing,
horse riding.
yeah,
and stuff?
horse riding and
Yeah.
stuff. There is also kind of high
Yeah.
cost to get into
For
that
sure.
too. But it's usually like daddy's money or family money that
Yeah,
help you get into that.
I think a lot of people, yeah, like it's kind of hard to own a horse.
Yeah, the stabling fees and
Yeah.
all that, and sometimes people lease the horse just to like
Actually,
buy
that-
time to with the specific horse and stay on it, just so
Yeah.
they can get used to the same horse over and over.
Yeah, I've met a few people who are into that. There's somebody I met somewhat recently who works at like a stable,
Yeah.
and like she loves horses, so she was doing that just because that way she could ride for free and like get to deal with horses.
Oh,
But,
nice.
But couldn't like I think she actually owned a horse or owns a horse that they keep there, but like she works there like full time or whatever just because it's so expensive.
Yeah.
But
Because you have to buy all your gear yourself, and if you're gonna go to shows, you got to make sure they're like really nice and clean.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I think I remember my girlfriend saying like the judges actually like judge you on your outfit too, which
yeah.
is which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
there's
like, come
there's all
on,
kinds of
dude.
different like horse riding stuff too, though. I feel like not all of them are probably like that.
Yeah.
But I don't really know. But yeah, she did explain it to me at one point, like how expensive it is for stabling fees, for food, just to take care of the horse, like to groom it, and
Mhm.
you know, plus like taking it out to ride and probably paying for that, and like it's super expensive. But yeah. Tennis is definitely probably one of the more like hard sports to get into because of the cost, and I would think like Boo Hurt would be as well.
Yeah. Hopefully we can grow the sport, and I would love to. Our team is getting larger and larger, like almost every weekend. There's always somebody new walking into the gym, and then one of our members from the leadership have to like pull them aside and talk to them and show them our PowerPoint, and then get them like show them around the gym and like take time out of our training session to
Yeah.
like brief the new guy on what's up. And sometimes those people stick around, and other times they don't, which is a little bit disheartening because it's like you used the time from our leader
Yeah.
to
That's
to come.
that's just comes with the territory. I feel like that's like any business, because like for me, I do that all the time with customers. There's some are worse than others, and sometimes it can be really frustrating, and other times it's just like let it roll off my back or whatever. But it's yeah, I've spent like hours with customers, like giving them quotes and answering questions, and then they just never order, and it's like, God damn it, why did I just waste all this time?
Yeah,
like,
that's
trying to
true,
do
because
that?
I mean, maybe one of those people will bite, and then you'll
Yeah.
get solid member or solid customer.
Yeah, that like
start paying you.
returns over
Yeah.
and over again. Yeah, exactly. But it's like I think it's unavoidable. Like you have to win some and lose some in business to bring in business.
Yeah, because our gym is becoming a little bit of a business like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe like 3 years ago, their team, or a couple years ago, or maybe even this past year, their team was a lot smaller. Probably had like 7 to 15 people, a more intimate group of people, just because they weren't invited to like the Ohio Ren as often or something like that,
Yeah.
and their exposure was a lot lower,
Mm-hmm.
and not many people even saw them that much. And so they were just some like weird group of guys hitting each other with armor
Yeah.
that they bought from like Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's like,
in like
okay.
their backyard or something.
Right, yeah. So now that the sport's gotten a lot, or the exposure's gotten huge, and there's just too many people in the gym sometimes, and they're driving up 50
That's a good
minutes
problem
away.
to have.
Yeah, they're driving up like 50 minutes from wherever they live to Bethel. Where's
Is that where you do it?
Yeah,
That's
where
where my
the gym
uncle
is.
used to live. Rest in peace. He just passed away like this past year.
Yeah.
But yeah, he lived in Bethel, and I planned on coming out there to visit him, but I never got around to it. But like, I just remember my mom and people always telling me like, "There's nothing in Bethel."
There isn't. I have no
It's
idea.
like the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's
he
a dry
lived,
county. Too.
Yeah, he lived in like a fucking shack with no running water or electricity, I think, and had a
That's where
wolf.
Jim
He had a
smells like that.
wolf dog, and like he was like a mountain man. Like he was gnarly.
Yeah.
But
I guess people in Bethel think they're from the South sometimes.
oh,
It's-
dude,
yeah,
he
it's
was
crazy.
very like rural type of guy, you
Mhm.
know. But yeah, I think it actually what you were saying about earlier, like with decorating like the sigils and stuff like that, or the
Yes.
tabards. It reminded me like of when I was a member at Club MMA for a little while, which I saw you just got your yellow belt in Muay Thai, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Congratulations, that's epic.
Thanks.
But like, yeah, I was a member there for a little bit for jiu-jitsu, and I was at the time when I was going there, I was talking to people about, like doing embroidery on their gis,
Yeah.
and
They
people,
would
there were a
love
couple
that.
people, yeah, no, I was like gonna do it for myself because I was like, I do that already,
It's
so
like,
I might as well
just
fucking
throw it in.
sew some cool stuff out. But I had brought it up to a few people that I met there, and there was some like definite interest in that.
Yeah, I mean, people who are into like some combat sports or any sports where
Yeah.
you have to like wear something,
Yeah.
they definitely want to like have sort of swag.
Yeah, for
some
sure.
Sort of drip.
Yeah, and it's kind of the same concept, like, excuse me, whether you're doing that for MMA, jiu-jitsu
Jiu-jitsu,
gis, or tabard for Boo
Tabard.
Hurt.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know if you guys do the same thing for like tennis or?
Well,
anything like
I
that?
was just gonna say, like with me and tennis, like I just made these hats actually. If anybody's interested,
Yeah.
check it out. But like I started like a tennis series recently, and I've been playing a crazy amount of tennis, like 5 days a week, sometimes 6 even occasionally. But I'm actually about to leave here I have to meet someone at 4 to play. But
Oh,
yeah,
cut the podcast short.
yeah. I mean, I think. What do you think's a good amount of time? Probably like an hour or so. You think?
Well, we've been recording probably for about 40, 50 minutes right now.
40. Yeah.
And
Nice.
probably started around the 10-minute mark or 5-minute mark.
Yeah. So anyway, like I've been playing a lot, and I just spent a stupid amount of money on like some kind of like unique tennis apparel that was like a limited edition thing. That I don't really regret it.
Are they the
'cause
blank
it's pretty
garments or
sick.
are they just?
One, I bought a bunch of shit. I bought 2 pairs of like boxers basically that are like for playing in though. Like they're like sports type of
Like
undergarments. Yeah, and then I bought a pair of shorts, and like a windbreaker and a pair of socks and a can of like all white balls that I'm not gonna open. I just think it's kind of cool.
Oh, sick. Maybe you could use those for like autographs or something.
Who's gonna autograph? Oh, like not me. I thought you were saying like I'm gonna autograph them. Like I don't think I should ever be
like
autographing.
you use them to
Yeah, like take it to a tournament.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, and then I got that was almost. Oh yeah, I got like a polo T-shirt. I think that was everything.
Hell yeah.
But it was a lot of money, and after buying it, I was like, I feel like that was kind of a waste of money. But at the same time, like I'm playing a ton, and I'm gonna wear it.
I mean, it
I'm
makes
gonna
you
love
happy.
wearing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it feels cooler than wearing like a T-shirt, and this
Right,
is what I
sets
would
you
wear.
a little bit apart.
Yeah, and it just I don't know. It's like if you're really into something like that, you might as well
Mhm.
like treat yourself and
Right.
make it like even more enjoyable.
So it's like look good, feel good type
Yeah.
of aspect.
Yeah, exactly. But beyond that, like because I do screen printing and embroidery, like and now I'm starting doing tennis videos and like competing a little bit. I want to start putting out like tennis merch.
Yeah, so basically you might maybe doing is just like testing the gear.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, I actually do like these breathable
Yeah.
undergarments. So
Exactly.
maybe I'm gonna start pushing some UTC type stuff.
Yeah. So like this was the first thing I've done with this logo. It's a little tennis ball, but it's like a 16 or 8-bit like arcade style graphic. And like I think this is a cool logo, but I do want to develop like a lot more and have like stuff that I put out that's like really good pricing, but also good quality. And then I think it would be cool beyond that to do something that's more like the like limited edition stuff I bought, where it's a little higher end and like harder to make and even better
Shorter
quality.
runs.
Yeah, more limited edition, but also like I don't know. I hate to call it like designer, you know what I mean? But like it's kind of more like that, where it's more unique and it's more custom and like better quality stuff. Because like my friend Andrew, he's on payroll and he's worked with me in the shop a few times with embroidery and screen printing, but he has his own brand, and like that's how I met, because I printed for him. But like the order that he placed, he had like templates made from a company that like actually like builds out a template that's like, I think he owns like the proprietary like template for like this. He made
For the
tracksuits.
specific one.
Yeah, he made like sweatpants and hoodies, I think they were, and like they like actually, like cut and sewed these garments together.
Oh, yeah, I
based
think
on
I
the
met this
template.
guy
Yeah, I
before.
think
Yeah.
he did. And then he dyed the garments himself too.
Yeah, I saw him bring up that brown one. That
Yeah.
one was sick.
Yeah,
It was
those
super
were
soft.
super nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean he sold them for a lot, but it's like the amount of work and time that goes into that is a lot. And
Yeah.
he said he just broke even too, because it was his
Wow,
first
it's like
time, and he
artisan
was selling for like
style ones.
200 for
Damn.
like the pair, But I mean, it's like he had to drop a bunch of money to get the templates made, and then do all the dyes and the research, and like pay me to print on it in addition to that. So, but he said if he did it again, he'd probably profit on it, because now that he has like his feet wet, he knows the process better. So like
Yeah.
it was more like a learning
Troubleshooting's gone.
experience. Yeah. But like I've been talking to him about meeting up sometime soon for tennis merchandise to like try to do something like that, but with
Yeah,
the tennis stuff.
tracksuits are part of the game too.
Yeah, making like some windbreakers or shorts or wristbands and
yeah.
headbands.
Oh
and stuff,
yeah,
too.
yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah,
Hand dye them too, but
yeah. So I want to do like some more like, this is more like mass producible. You just buy a bunch of hats and like print them, as long as you like the garments. But I think doing something like that would be a little more exclusive and like limited runs. But we'll see where it goes. It's just starting now, so I don't want to get too ahead of myself.
Heck
but
yeah.
that's all like going on in my brain right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to do something like that for my sigil, just
Mm-hmm.
so I can like show off to people that like, yeah, I got a bunch of like Alex Dark Souls Ding
Yeah.
hats and stuff. And if you want to
Yeah,
buy any of my
that'd be
stuff,
sick.
I'll sell them over at like Renfest and like
Yeah.
make all the money.
I wanted
back.
to talk about that too. I know we're gonna wrap this up soon because I'm playing soon.
Yeah,
but
too bad.
I was thinking maybe just in the past I've done like 2 and 3 hour episodes and I feel like it's
Yeah.
too long.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
yeah,
well, I don't
nobody's
know.
gonna stick around. Sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I think if this was like a more popular thing, you can you can totally do 3 hour episodes. But for starters, I feel like since we're just starting out, maybe sticking to like an hour to an hour and a half at the
Yeah,
most.
if this was like all on Spotify strictly and it was audio only, you could make this
I do
like
want to
2 or
get it
3
on there
hour one,
eventually.
and then people would just put on road trips, and then
Yeah,
they wouldn't have to rely
or
on
at
like
work or something.
yeah anybody bringing up any of those
Yeah.
pictures on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to do longer form podcasts, but first for the beginning, I want to stick around an hour, give or take. But yeah, I did want to talk about the Renfest because I saw that you guys got added to Renfest too, right?
Yeah, they opened up a brand new section for us because last year they had them in the middle of the field in between like the games
Mm-hmm.
and the jousting area, and they pulled like 2,000, 3,000 viewers at a time sometimes, and that's
a lot.
crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So like now they have
Like
this,
viewers,
like crowd.
okay, like
Yeah.
attendees,
Yeah.
not like live streaming or anything.
No, exactly. This is at the Renfest. Like there's all there all the time. I don't
Yeah.
think they had the stream set up because
Yeah.
this probably be difficult. Like in the middle of the Waynesville.
Yeah, trying to
sticks.
get all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's already. I'm already having a hard time like using my cell phone over at the Renfest sometimes. So I don't think like
When is that? I guess it's already going on, right?
the Kentucky Renfest is going on this weekend. Ohio Renfest starts I think in September
Okay.
or Labor Day weekend all the entire month of
So it's only a month?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so
I thought it was like
it's-
the whole summer or something.
No, it's like a fall thing. So I think it's like the entire month of October.
I can't wait, dude. I'm about to buy some clothing for it. Me and my girlfriend are gonna get into the Renfest a little bit. I think
Yeah,
I'll go with you sometime. if
yeah.
ever- or
Apparently,
meet you
if
there.
I'm gonna be like working or being in the Renfest, I
Yeah.
gotta like have a lot of period correct
Jesus,
clothes.
yeah.
Yeah. So like I only have the one shirt, and man, I gotta.
So you'll be like working there.
I mean, I'll just be a part of. I'll be like
You'll be
part
like
of
one of
the
the nights, dude.
Yeah, so like
which is
I could
sick.
technically wear my kit the entire day, but
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
fuck
be like
that. You're not gonna want to be
so
wearing armor all
encumbered
day.
and tired.
Yeah, that would be awful, especially if it's hot out and it's like.
It's always a lot of people talk about like the heat. That's why like all summer, like make sure you get your heat acclimation training in. So
Yeah.
like when I drove up here, I like didn't roll down the windows.
Yeah,
One
just
for
hot-
the smoke.
hotbox in the
Yeah,
car.
and two for hotboxing it.
For
So.
the smoke, did you smoke on the way over here?
No, the
So
the
you-
I
oh,
didn't
the
I didn't
outside.
smoke
I thought
I
you
didn't
meant,
smoke
like, for the
no
smoke, like
yeah.
you were smoking weed.
I
or
was
something.
yeah I was trying to smoke. I didn't want to keep. Didn't want any of that Canadian smoke. to
Yeah,
come-
yeah, that's concerning, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, so like Alex will be fighting up at the I'm looking what camera angle?
Ohio Ren.
That one. Yeah, Alex will be fighting up at the Ohio Renfest this late summer or fall, I guess.
Yeah, it's
So
this fall.
I'll be up there to check that out for sure.
Yeah, they're. I don't know. Apparently, it's still gonna be hot.
Yeah,
but-
I'm sure.
To everybody's like dismay, I'm gonna be like painting my kit black because like
Because it looks sick.
well yeah for one because it looks sick. For two, a lot of people took advantage of that Buhurt Tech deal. So a lot of people on my
Have, like,
team
the
have
same
the same.
looking kit.
No, I had the exact same kit.
Oh yeah. So,
So,
you're like
yeah,
want to stand out.
the
a
only
little.
thing that's different color is the brig. So the brig is like has wool on the front and then has the plates underneath it. So the only thing they could change was the wool, and mine's the all black one. But it's just like
Are you just using regular paint, or is there a specific like metal paint you can use?
there's something that chemically dyes the paint.
Mm-hmm.
So like it changes the surface black. It's called blackening or bluing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna and I already bought a bottle of that. It's like a chemical thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can use like heat treatment to like change it, but I also don't want to like mess with the hardness of my
Yeah,
of my
like,
metal.
screw up the
yeah,
armor.
So I opted for this chemical thing. So all you got to do is just pretty much brush it on wherever you want that to be black, and then to oxidize it. And in order to stop oxidation, you just spray on some WD-40 or oil it up, and then wipe off all the excess. And then I'll be black, and then apparently I'll cook in the sun.
Oh yeah, dude, I was gonna say. I feel like if you're painting it black, that's gonna be really hot, especially because
Yeah.
you're already in a suit of armor.
But I don't care. They a lot
Say
a
that
lot of
now.
people in my group like to call it drip or drown. I'm gonna be like drip or cook.
Yeah, yeah, that'll be interesting. What if you paint it black and then you get out there and you're like, holy shit, this is way worse than I thought it was gonna be.
It's definitely that's gonna be the case. But I think I'm gonna just put up with it
You
because
just gotta be careful because I mean, not to
Heat
jinx
exhaustion.
it or anything, but yeah, heat
heat
exhaustion and heat
exhaustion.
strokes and stuff like that are a real thing.
with our new location they put us in the new area in Renfest. They said there's a lot of decent amount of shade, but for this year they're kind of charging people to put up tents and shit.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was just
I haven't
bullshit.
been to any Renfest since I was a kid, but I loved going as a kid, and I've wanted to go back for a long time.
Yeah,
and just
I never had
got
a
around
chance to
it.
go. Like I heard about it in middle school. Like
Yeah,
my friend John Knapp. Like when
yeah. Shout out John.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to John in a long time.
He's a big family man now, so he's
Yeah.
like
Who's
doing
he-
that. He's doing it big.
Is he married?
Yeah, he's married.
Who's he married to?
I forget.
Is it-
Not on the top of my head. I think it's Jessica Miller.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I knew her or not. Anyway, shout out John Knapp
Yeah.
if you ever see this.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah,
But yeah, I heard about it from him and his brother, and then we were like, oh yeah, maybe we're gonna fight the Renfest.
Yeah.
So we were like practicing with like some sticks and PVC pipe, and I heard the term buckler for the first time, and it's like actually
when
a small-
recently?
No,
This
like
was-
back then
oh,
when he was
yeah.
talking about it, it's like, oh yeah, I have the buckler,
Yeah.
and like he had like this little metal shield
Yeah.
that's like no bigger than your fist sometimes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool.
That is awesome. I want to ask you more about like your weapon and other things like that, but I know we got to get going here soon.
43. Okay.
Yeah, and
Well, it's an
I
hour
really gotta
mark.
use
That's
the
pretty
bathroom,
good. That's
too.
pretty good.
But yeah, I think I mean you could always come back on sometime if you're up for it and we
Yeah,
can talk
sure,
more about
yeah.
that sort of thing. And
I
just
mean, if
kinda
you
do
ever
an
get this
update.
uploaded, well,
I'll probably upload it. I did one of these with Morgan recently,
Yeah.
and we were just doing it as a test as well. But I think I'm gonna upload that because it turned out pretty good, and you know,
without
why
with
not?
like minimal editing.
Yeah, I mean it's just what Nick's switching basically.
Oh,
like
yeah.
we're not gonna do any editing aside from like the live switching.
I think the only thing you probably need to edit out is just like the intro. What
Yeah.
was like testing. and
Yeah,
stuff.
if there's
Just-
like a
that's,
bunch of dead space or something.
Yeah, just cut off that thing.
Yeah.
And then up until you sit down, and we really start.
Yeah, I want to start like getting together like
We
intro,
probably right
outro
now, so-
music and like digital assets is what I like to call
Mm-hmm.
them. But basically like a title card like for the intro with like text and like some sort of image or illustration.
Yeah, you
to
could
give it
easily make
branding.
that scene right here
Yeah,
and then fade it in and out.
yeah. So like right now we don't have any of that stuff, but we have plans that we're gonna get around to sooner or later to like develop intro music, outro music, get samples to where like Nick could do samples while we're doing this and
Maybe
do
you could even make your own samples with their guitar.
for sure. No, I actually want to do like some music
Little riff.
like that. Yeah, like I want to kind of make it sort of like the Tonight Show, but like not nowhere near as good. That's why I'm
Like a
calling
one-
it the All Right Show because
Yeah.
it's not as good
Oh
as the
yeah,
Tonight
but
Show.
it's we can all right all night.
Yeah,
But tonight.
but like
Yeah.
how they have like a band and they got like burgundy curtains and the host comes out and they're like introducing Jimmy
Yeah.
Fallon. So Nick's can you give me a test run? I meant to have you do that at the beginning, Nick. I forgot to ask you. Just want to see how it sounds.
Yeah, I could try.
His voice be.
I mean, I was thinking it'd be funny if we like paid somebody on like Fiverr or like a voice actor, to
Nah,
just like
I think you could probably get like Nick Bechet to do it. Just get him hyped up. on
yeah,
some-
yeah, that's a good to save a little money.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of Nick Bechet, he's gonna be one of our sponsors for his. He started making sauces,
Sources.
so shout out to the sauce boss,
That's what it's
Nick
called?
Bechet.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's what we're gonna call it. Yeah, but he's also one of the show's sponsors, so shout out.
Yeah, we need like a bottle to put it up
Yeah,
somewhere.
I actually have like 4 in the fridge. They don't have the branding needs a little work.
And it needs
But,
FDA approved too.
Probably. Yeah, I don't think you could sell it without that, could you?
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
fuck. We'll just start selling them online, like
Or on the
get
streets.
sued or something. But yeah, Nick, if you want to give it a shot,
I could probably send you it, and then you can put it in the intro, and then they can hear it.
you don't want to try it?
No,
Not on the spot.
nah,
Do it.
too much stage fright, dude.
Yeah,
It's like
tune the
because I
eyes.
want to do it like the Eric Andre show, but like
Let's.
Eric
You
Andre.
gotta
Oh, so you
practice.
want us to start
Eric
jumping around?
Andre!
This is gonna be
Fucking
like a
kicking
mix
shit
of
around.
like Joe Rogan, The Tonight Show, Eric Andre, Fever Dream style show. Just kidding. We'll see where it goes. I don't want to like put too much presumption on what this is going to become yet, but I mean that's kind of what I have in mind right now is like different segments. Well, it's the All Right Show for now, at least, I guess. Yeah.
How he introduces it with his name.
Yeah, we could even set up the curtains. I'll walk through the curtains. Should I wear? I was thinking I could wear a suit too,
Yeah, for the intro.
or I'll just rock.
Or
a
like,
suit
or do an intro and then have the suit like rip off you, and then you just in like normal clothes.
and then
you
just sit
start
down. Yeah, that would be sick.
it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe we'll do that. But yeah, like get somebody on the drums. Like I actually talked to the band, the singer of the band of the shirt you're wearing right now, Nick. You didn't even cut to yourself like this whole time, by the way. So there's. Can you go back to that? Don't be. Oh wait, you can just fill the. You can fill the whole. Yeah. Shout out
Dude,
Silmar.
look how can you,
Yeah,
can you
turn so it's
yeah.
not so blown out. But the band is called Silmar. Shout out Silmar if you want to look them up. Sylmar. I'm actually printing an order for them this week because they're going on tour on Friday
Yeah,
or
there
on
you
the
go.
5th.
You didn't need to point out your face.
But that's Brian. Brian is the singer of Silmar.
yeah, I like the offset blue border.
Yeah, I love that print. It's one of my favorites. Kind of reminds me of like an old Jimi Hendrix style image that I've seen. But anyway, so yeah, we're printing for them again, and I just talked to him recently when he stopped by to like make a down payment, and I was asking him about coming on the podcast, or like potentially like I have a guest come on and his band just plays like
yeah,
halfway
like the
through and
Tiny
then at
Desk
the
type
end.
of thing.
Well, I was saying what like the Tonight Show, you know how they have like a musical act that comes in, they play
Mhm.
like halfway through the show and then at the very end. So I was thinking like they could do something like that potentially, or we could have them on just as the guests too. But
Yeah, they could do both.
yeah, and I asked them if they wanted to, they could come in and do a song.
Or you could play with them too.
I would love to, but I don't know if they would be up for that. At some point, maybe in the future, I could play with some people though. Like Motherfolk is another one I've talked
Well,
to
I
about
mean,
that.
it's like you guys just like jam.
Yeah, no, I would love to do stuff like that. I'm hoping that will eventually things like that will be going on.
You do one jam and then they do their song by themselves.
Yeah, and we can always switch it up. Like some bands might not want to do that, so if that's the case, they could just come on and play their music. And
You just bring in your guitar and then you put it away.
yeah, I'm not plugged in. I'm just like,
Yeah.
but yeah. But yeah, so like, and he was even saying he was up for doing like a whole set potentially. So I mean, we'll see. But I've talked to Silmar about it, and I've talked to Motherfolk, and like, I know a fair amount of other musicians and artists. So I think it'd be
your
cool.
buddy Andrew, the DJ too.
Yeah, Nick Bechet's been into DJing too.
Oh, cool.
And
All right,
cooking,
yeah,
so-
yeah.
So like, yeah, we got some ideas. We were also talking about doing like a Beavis and Butthead style thing. Me and my girlfriend, like, we're gonna make outfits that are like the same as theirs, and then we could film this couch, kind of like. You know how
So
they
you
show
guys
the
just like watch a
well,
music video
yeah,
or something.
do commentary basically on
Get
it.
stoned and watch it.
Yeah. And then what else? I'm trying to think. Anyway, we have some other ideas for segments. Like a cooking segment with Nick would be fun.
Dude,
Nick
you
Bechet.
guys should just do your own cooking segment.
That's what I'm saying. Like yeah, like
Well,
Nick-
this with like you guys cooking dinner and stuff, like you and your girlfriend.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I mean, we probably will do
Unless
stuff like
Nick
that.
is a better cook than you, sure.
I mean, he probably is, but we'll do all kinds of stuff. But like Nick and I were talking about having him come on and do a segment where he's making a hot sauce and he's like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
he's eating like jalapenos and like accidentally, he's just getting like hotter and hotter as he does it.
Oh,
But,
so it's like a bit.
kind of like he could wear like a chef hat and an apron and like,
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, there's the sky's the limit. I'm open to suggestions,
limit.
you know. But anyway, I gotta get going. I gotta meet Joey for some tennis, and I really gotta use the bathroom as well.
Okay.
Thank you for coming on and doing another one with me. If anybody wants to reach out for some printing, holler at me. I'm going to have a link below for my email if you want to reach out. Also, shout out to Cincinnati Barbarians and the Sauce Boss. I don't know, I might be forgetting someone else, but thank you, Nick, for helping out. Thank you for coming in, Lauren. Thank you for the car detailing grant, and thank you for the guest appearance for this second mock episode. Thanks for watching.
Hell
and
yeah.
please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and we're going to try and do this regularly, so we'll see you on the next one.